Hello and welcome to Provoking Tech. I'm Zach, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a walkthrough on how to get started with the Trezor hardware wallet. I just received this in, and if you have never heard of the Trezor wallet, it's primarily designed to be a Bitcoin hardware wallet, but it can also do a lot of other things, such as being a two-factor authentication device for Google services, as well as many other services online, as well as being a password manager and a cryptocurrency wallet for other cryptocurrencies outside of just Bitcoin. So without further delay, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so to get started, the first thing you're going to want to do is head to trezor.io/start. And go ahead and walk through the 3 steps that I have here. There's just a short 40-second video on how the pin works, and they explain it much quicker than I could in that amount of time. Then they talk about the recovery seed, which is a 24-word phrase that is automatically generated for you, and then you can also sign up for email updates. So go ahead and watch that short video. Just read up on the recovery seed. This will allow you to recover your hardware wallet in case you do lose it or it is stolen. And then you can sign up for email updates if you want to. After continuing the previous steps, it's going to redirect you to wallet.trezor.io, and then it's going to ask you to plug in your Trezor device. So it has just a little bitty USB plug on the bottom. You go ahead and plug that in. And now it's going to ask you to install firmware to interact with your Trezor device. So let's go ahead and click yes to install. And then this is going to go ahead and upload the firmware for your Trezor device. And at the bottom of my screen, which you can't see because my webcam is covering it up, it says the device is now ready to use. And on the Trezor itself, I can now see it updating the firmware. So you can see it's installing. And now it says the new firmware is successfully installed. So it says you can now unplug your Trezor device. So you need to now, at this point in time, unplug it and then simply plug it back in. At this point in time, it now detects the Trezor and is now prompting you to enter a name for your device. At this point in time, it's going to ask you to generate the PIN. This is what you saw on the previous screen and how I walked through the PIN. So I'm going to go ahead and generate this real quick off camera, and then I will rejoin from here. So after entering your PIN, as shown in that short video, you will now enter the recovery seed portion of the setup process. In this portion, your Trezor device will show a random word, and it'll display 24 of these words, and you need to make sure that you write these down in the order that they're shown. The order is very important, and if you ever lose your Trezor device, this recovery seed will be required to get access to your Bitcoin that you store on your hardware wallet, and anything else that you end up storing on your hardware wallet. You will need this recovery seed to recover that data. So it's very important that you write this down and keep it in a nice secure place. They actually give you 2 of these little cards, so you can't keep it in 2 locations, because even if you keep it in a fire safe, if it's a bad enough fire, it could potentially still be damaged. So it's important to keep it in 2 locations, so you would have access to recover your hardware wallet in a worst case scenario of it being lost or stolen or damaged in a fire or something like that. After going through the process of writing down my 24-word recovery seed, it actually prompts you to go through the entire seed again. So I just use that as an opportunity to make sure that I've written down the correct words and in the correct order, because that is very, very important if you ever have your Trezor lost or stolen. After you confirm the last word the second time around, it'll show the random pin orientation on your screen, and then it'll prompt you to enter the PIN on the screen. After doing so, it'll load the wallet, and you are now ready to go. It is literally that easy. I was actually really surprised at how simple the process was. The setup process, they have really nailed it down. I don't really have any idea of how to improve it really. Like even when you're going through the seed, it actually tells you the 8th word is, so you can just constantly double check yourself to make sure you're writing in the right field. Just make sure you haven't skipped one. So the entire process was super simple. right off the bat, you're already ready to go. You already have a receive address. You can share this publicly. There's no fear of your Bitcoin being lost or stolen by sharing this address. This is the public address for your Bitcoin wallet. So this is how people will send Bitcoin to you. You can either copy and paste this or share the QR code. That is vital for receiving Bitcoin, because having someone trying to enter the address by hand is not a good idea by any stretch of the imagination. It's prone to having an error, and anytime you have a human entering a key, you have the chance of a letter or a number being entered incorrectly, and then their Bitcoin will be sent to a completely different wallet, or a wallet that possibly might not even exist, and that Bitcoin will be lost forever. So keeping that in mind is very important to make sure that you have this easily accessible, where it can just be copy and pasted or used in the QR code format. And then, assuming you had some Bitcoin in your wallet, you can now start sending Bitcoin. You can enter your address here, how much Bitcoin you're wanting to send. And they have a cool thing where you can adjust your fee. They have a couple of different presets. And then there's a custom one where you can actually set the number of your fee that you want to send. Just keep in mind that the level of fee that you send will kind of dictate how fast your transaction is confirmed. After you have some funds in your account, you can actually add additional accounts down the road, and you can see that there's already integrations with numerous other cryptocurrencies. I know some cryptocurrencies don't actually have the wallet directly on the Trezor. For example, Ethereum, they partnered with My Ether wallet, so I'm going to be looking into that a little bit deeper. And there's a ton of different functions that this device can perform outside of just wallets for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. You can use this device as a password manager, as two-factor authentication for Google and other online services, as well as there's other projects actually on GitHub. So there's a ton that this device can do. So I'm really looking forward to digging deep into it and seeing what all I can really do with it. So definitely expect more videos in the future on the Trezor as I learn more about it and use it more on a daily basis. This video is just kind of aim to walk you through the setup process and just give you an idea of what the process is actually like. All right, so thanks for watching today's video, guys. I hope you found this video enjoyable as well as interesting. If you did, give it a big like. I greatly appreciate that. If you're not an existing subscriber, smash that subscribe button and also tap that bell icon to stay tuned for more great videos from Thought Provoking Tech. Until next time, Zach out.